Hi, I'm NAIR here. We talk about breakthroughs, multiple breakthroughs in life. Life, life per se is made of a sequence of events, events which define us, events which shape us. These events can make us or break us. I'm here to talk to you about the breakthroughs that I've had in my life, how I've had it in my life, and what exactly has defined me. To start off with, this is me on the screen. So you can see on the screen that I had lost roughly around 100 plus kilos. You can see imagine the difference that is there on the stage and on the screen. You see, change happens in multiple phases of life. Change defines you. Change not just physically, change also in corporate life, change also in the way the society perceives you as. So here I am to talk about a lot of things, a lot of changes which are happening to me, have happened to people around me, and how we have faced it. Breakthroughs are something which always happen. Breakthroughs are something which make us or push us forward in life. But then technically, there are three adversaries to breakthroughs. The adversary number one is procrastination. You all know about procrastination, know what procrastination means. We usually take it very casually and say, he's just lazy. Let him be. He'll be fine. He'll do the things himself. So we normalize procrastination by calling it laziness, but that's not the case. See, procrastination is the thief of time. It steals from you. And the sad part here is that we are not even aware that it's stealing so much from us. We're absolutely confounded when one fine day we open up our purse and see we have no time remaining. Why? We have procrastinated. That's what's happening to us. I was handed down a body which I just showed it to you by my own choice, a legacy in red, and a social perception which said that I was a confused young boy, was not really aware as to what I'm supposed to do in my life. This is like a decade ago. And I have been procrastinating a lot, and that's what led to it. But how do I deal with it? How did I finally face my adversary? My first adversary, that is procrastination. Very simple. I reached out to myself. I tried to understand what life is. I mean, this is what usually people say, but that's not the reality. I faced a lot of terrific issues in my life, fell face down, tried to pull myself up. How? So you see, when you say that you are handed down a legacy, along with the legacy, you are handed down multiple issues. Legacy doesn't always mean that you're pushed through in life. Legacy means that you have to carry a burden on your shoulders. It's like carrying a monkey on your shoulder, right? That's what was happening to me. I was a part of the private security industry, and one fine day I met this very senior gentleman, 75-year-old guy. I told him, sir, you're doing so well in your life. Do give us some advice so that we can understand as to how to deal with life in a better manner. He said, yes, son, why not? And he took me through the entire rigmarole of running a private security company, how he made it really big. But towards the end, he just told me, I have but one regret in life. And that one regret is that I always wanted to open a restaurant. I thought, one fine day when I make $1 million, I'll open my own restaurant in Goa. But when I made $1 million, I thought, why $1 million? Let me go to 10 million. Then I'll open a big cafe. But when I reached 10 million, I thought, why 10 million? Let me make $1 billion. Then I'll probably make a resort in Goa. So he finally wanted to be in Goa. That's the gist of it. But the problem is, he told me, SHEETAL, I'm 75 now. I don't think I need to do that all. I've just let it be. And that was the first bell that hit me hard. You need to have clarity. If you want to face procrastination, you need to have clarity of what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And that's what I did. I worked on my body, as you can see. I've lost a lot. I worked on my legacy, which was given to me. I diversified it a lot. I wanted to do multiple things in my life, and I've used my business to do that. And in doing so, I have changed the social perception which is around me. So today I'm altogether different. That is how you face procrastination. The power of clarity. Clarity in thoughts, clarity in action, and clarity of processes. Easier said than done. I did that. I ensured that my brain is rewired. I ensured that my thoughts are rewired and made a success. Done? Okay, good. But then, when I was moving on, I met my second adversary. So you see what happens when you become very successful in life, you feel that you have acquired a Midas touch. You are, the best in the world. You are ever encompassing. You are like, you can do anything and everything. Whatever you touch turns into gold. And that's what happened to me. Became a success. It's very normal when you become fit, you start getting attention. And I, as a person, bask in spotlight. And I can see from people who are smiling here, I think a lot of us do bask in spotlight. And that's what happened. So in doing all that, I thought that nothing can go wrong. I can't trip. This is just not possible that I'll make a mistake. That's what I did. I just kept on pushing through. And that's when I realized pride is not that good a thing. You see, people like people who are very positive in life. They actually embrace people who are very positive. But if you turn out to be someone who has an ego, that is not really perceived well. And see, problem is, your body language speaks a lot about you. The moment you have pride in you, your body language also becomes like that. That's exactly what happened to me. So my second adversary, pride. You see, I had this beautiful place down in South. I used to go and sit a lot of time, South because I belong to Kerala, southern part of the country. I used to go and spend a lot of time there. And my father built up a really beautiful ashram there, and I used to go and spend some time there. And that's when I met this very old lady who used to run that orphanage for us. And she used to always tell this to me that, beta, you're doing so well in life. And I'm so happy for you. We're so proud of you. Because, we see that someone amongst us has done so well in life. But always remember one thing. This is out of the blue, just out of the blue. She's not aware of the fact that I have some problem or I have some issue in my life, but just out of the blue. You know how people are? They just hand out advice and you take it sometimes. Sometimes you don't. So she was just sharing this to me that, when you do so well in life, always remember one thing. There are times when you will trip. There are times when you will feel that you're not really doing really good in life. And at that time, remember, try to travel to a very remote place in the world and try to understand how nature functions, how life around nature is. Like this is right in the middle of Kerala. Kerala is beautiful, God's own country. Beautiful forests, rivers, etc. there. So she used to say, look at the river, look at the forest, look at the mountain and try to understand where do you stand there? How powerful do you feel in front of the river? How powerful do you feel in front of the mountain? You feel powerless. You're like a speck of dust in front of the mountain. You're like a speck of dust in front of a flowing river. You're zero. And that is when you realize you're nothing. And that is when I turned to something which has immensely inspired me. And I'm one of the biggest proponent of this. It's changed me from within. That is the Bhagavad Gita. Gita has transformed me. Gita is like a mentor for me. And that is what you need to fight pride. You need a mentor. You don't believe me? Okay, let me just share an example from the Gita. So you all are aware of Arjuna. Arjuna was the biggest warrior in Mahabharata, the best archer that could be. So Arjuna one fine day goes to Dhanushkodi. That's where the Ram Setu is. He goes to Ram Setu and he says, Ram was a very big archer. I mean, he's so wonderful. But still he could not build a bridge which could be made with arrows. Why did he actually have to put stones? I'm a better archer. I can just easily build a set of arrow-based bridges and it's going to become so easy for traveling. It would have taken hardly, 5 minutes for me. So Hanuman is sitting right beside him, just trying to listen. And the moment he offended Ram, Hanuman just felt a bit awkward. And Hanuman just disguised himself as an old guy and went and approached Arjuna. And he told Arjuna that, I don't think, your bridge of arrows can even take care of the weight of a human being, let alone these big monkeys. Arjuna got offended. He's like, my training, my lessons from Drona have taught me that I can make anything and you can even put an entire army on the bridge of arrows. So the old man said, okay, let's have a wager. Build a bridge of arrows and if it can take my weight, I'll listen to you. If it can't, you lose. And Arjuna is like, okay, I'm a Kshatriya, I'm a warrior. If it can't take my weight, I will jump into the pyre of fire. Let that be it. And he took out arrows from his quiver and just let loose. It was a huge bridge which was made right from Dhanushkodi up to Lanka. And the old man said, okay, let me go and stand on the bridge and let's see what happens. So it's Hanuman that we're talking about. Just got onto the bridge and the bridge collapsed. And the old man started laughing. Is this your bridge? Is this how good you're archer? Arjun was aghast. He was like, where have the lessons that I've taken gone? He prayed to Krishna and said, I think I have made a mistake. His pride was shattered and broken. He looked at the old man and said, oh, old man, I am sure you are not a very common human being. You are someone else. And that is when Hanuman came to his real self. And he said that, you see, it is good to have the strength in your abilities. It is good to trust them. but it is really bad to mistrust them. The moment you do that, you will trip the way you have tripped right now. Coming back to meeting the adversary that was pride, Bhagavad Gita grounded me. Armed with the knowledge, I always seek out guidance. Guidance from my mentors. Because you see, when you give something, give like this. But when you receive, you're receiving like this. And the moment you receive something like this, humility comes onto you. You become humble. That is what life means to you. So the best way to handle pride is to retain your humility and seek out guidance from your mentors. Armed with these two knowledges, I said, now nothing can beat me. I am the best. So you see, I'm still going through this rigmarole of losing weight, gaining weight, pushing back all these things and creating all these breakthroughs in my life. And that is when I faced, as you can see in the screen, ownership. But what does that mean? Who was this one individual or the adversary who made me think of ownership? So you see, the entire race together faced one big antithesis or anti-hero, and that was the pandemic. We all faced the pandemic together, and it changed us completely. As I was saying, nature is something which grounds you. My wife sitting here in the audience was completely changed when 2002 she faced the Gujarat earthquake. She's so scared now that she doesn't even go and stay in a flat because, that's the experience. That's the harrowing experience of the earthquake. And pandemic as a big event completely changed the way we humans live, we humans survive. So how does one face something which is as simple as nature? Nature coming down to its own self completely course corrects us. And I feel, and I've realized this for a fact, the only way to face this adversary is ownership. As in how? See, we humans have this very problematic situation. We live in a bubble. We feel that what we do is perfect. We feel that how we go about things is amazing. No one can question it. And we live in our bubble. We are controlled by people around us and what they say or think about us. So we are lulled into stability. We are lulled into something like satisfaction. And the moment we are satisfied, that's it. We don't think of anything else. You see, there's an old English proverb which says, rolling stone gathers no moss. I would not agree to that. I literally feel if you're a stable stone, you will gather so much moss that you won't be aware of what is happening around you. So the only way to survive in today's world, in today's VUCA, volatile, uncertain world, is by keep on moving. Stability will not help you. Satisfied by your own self does not give you happiness. You have to take ownership of your life. You have to control it. Let not factors around you control you. Let you control the factors around you. Create something. Create something so gigantic that you can completely change the entire society around you. That is what ownership means. So to fight the third adversary, pandemic, the nature, because pandemic is not something which is very new. We have been facing pandemics time immemorial. We are currently seeing an earthquake happening in Turkey and Syria, which is like completely out of proportions. Human life is extraordinarily affected by nature. And the only way that you can fight it is taking ownership. I did that. I try to ensure that I find and try to make sure that I face it very well. Good. Did really well. So now the legacy in green, physically very fit, society accepts me a lot. Amazing. But see, the war is never over. Let me quote Sun Tzu and say this. When you are winning a war, you are lulled into the satisfaction thinking that, okay, I won the war, it's over. It's not. There is always a war right around the corner. It's never over. There will always be a breakdown which will just come out of the blue and you have to be ready to face it. It is a never-ending vicious cycle. And in order to face this, you need to make the right choice. You need to take the better decision or the right decision to ensure that you lead a better life. How so? Okay, let's simply take an example that we are throwing a big party. Now, all of us, you all, me, you included, we all throw parties. Imagine you're throwing a very big party and you call the best DJ in town. You focus a lot on the ambience. You focus a lot on the invites that you send out to the guests. But in doing all this, you completely forget the food. Food is a secondary thought. You suddenly think, okay, I'll just order on Zomato or Swiggy. I'll get food. So when the guests come, they are really awed by the ambience. They're really awed by the atmosphere created by you. But then, the food is gone for a toss. And that's it. The experience goes down completely. This destroys the entire event that you have planned. So, what did you do wrong here? You focused all your energy on one thing and you forgot the other thing altogether. This is the problem. This is the problem that all of us have. When we are really doing good, we just focus on one part of our life. We forget to think about the other. And that's what happened to me. When I was focused a lot on creating breakthroughs physically, mentally, in my business, I completely forgot the foundation at which I was standing. That's my family. That was not good. So I had to realign my thought process. I had to think a lot about that. And that is how I came to one simple conclusion in my life, that in order to ensure that there are breakthroughs which we always try to make in our life, we always need to understand one thing. It starts with you. It starts from within. You are the change yourself. So why focus on trying to create changes in others' lives? Why try to create changes in our society? Why not try to create change in your own self? So 3 P's: procrastination, pride, and the pandemic. Faced these 3 adversaries, came up victorious, tried to ensure that my life became really good. But one underlining that I have taken out of all this is a very simple thing. In order to fight any breakthrough, in order to ensure that I am able to handle any breakthrough, I always need to remember the choice lies with me. It's not with someone else. It is my belief system which can help me fight the change. It is my belief system which can help me fight the breakdown. Because without a breakdown, I will never have a breakthrough. Life is nothing but ups and downs. And the series of ups and downs is what gives me motion, is what gives me power. So to end this talk, let me just share this one thing with you. In order to fight any breakdown, in order to create any breakthrough in life, remember, you have to believe in yourself. That's it. This belief will always take you through. Cheers. Thank you.